Cookie and the chef, Coy's all the way. Shameless and rowdy, they have lots to say. They're having it large, with a beer in the hand. North London forever, greatest team in the land. It's the Spurs breakfast brunch. Yeah, the Spurs breakfast brunch. It's the Spurs breakfast brunch. You know the Spurs, oh the Spurs breakfast brunch.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hope everyone's well this morning. Another day. Here we go again. Friday the 13th, as they say. It could be one of those days, but hopefully it's not. Big up to everyone. Hope everyone's well. Loads of people in here this morning left comments already. Lovely to see you all. And as I say, another day, and here we go again. So, what Spurs is going to turn up at Liverpool? I actually have no idea, because we've got no centre-backs apart from Big Kev. We're in trouble, aren't we? No Mickey, no Romero. Does that matter to you? The state that the club's in at the moment? We'll see. We'll see at the weekend. We'll see what you think. Mickey and Romero missing, amongst others, but it is what it is. And we'll keep on plodding along, singing a song. We've got the Is Igor here? Is Igor not? Who's coming in? You know, who's going to save the day? I think every ex-Tottenham person has put their name forward today. So not today, yesterday's the day before. And will the hierarchy take any notice? This is the question. I'd get them all in. Get as many Spurs in there as you can get. If you can't make that work, then you can't make it work, can you? We'll be playing Championship football next season. But there you go. It is what it is, as they say, and we can only carry on. It's out of our hands. It's down to the fellas on the field to do something about it at the end of the day, if they can, if they've got the stones about them, if they've got anything about them for playing for this club at the end of the day. It don't look like it at the moment. But a very good morning to all of you. Sporting's in. Big up to you, Sporting. Good morning. Hope you and the family are well. Yep, we absolutely are. Sporting. We're doing all right. And he says good morning to everyone in the chat as well. Rodney's in. Big up to you, Rodney. Lang out, Enoch out. Yeah, it is. And Scott's in as well. Hello, Mark and chat. And Marianne is in as well. Big up to Marianne. Good morning to Cookie and all in the chat. Hope you are all well. Yeah, we're doing all right, Marianne. Bobbing along, singing a song, as they say. Waiting for Spurs to take off a little bit. It would be nice, but, you know, I think we're all of the opinion that we're struggling very much at the moment, in more ways than one. Steve's in. Good morning, Steve. He says, good morning, Cookie. Only 2 days until another defeat. The thing that's bothering me, if somehow we pull off a shock result at Anfield and win, the board will keep Tudor. If they keep Tudor, then they're off their head, I'm afraid. And the chances of us winning at Liverpool, even though they're not in top stride, I've seen Liverpool fans saying they're shocking, they're worse than us. Do you know what I mean? And all sorts going on there. But I think they've probably got enough to beat us, you know. So we'll see. That's just my, just with the form we're in at the moment, I just can't see where the next point's coming from, let alone at Anfield. But let's hope I'm wrong. Angie's in. Big up to you, Steve. Angie's in. Good morning, Ange. Friday the 13th. It certainly is. Morning to you. And Wembers is back. Morning, members, YouTube member. Good morning, Cookie, and all the chat. I think Sunday has a two-sided aspect to it. Romero and Paulini are not playing, maybe for safety reasons, but also saves them from more bookings. Downside is a bigger defeat. And as I've mentioned, Wember's no Van der Ven either. So there's three for you, three of what you would call more of your, I don't know, senior established players, if you like, top players, if you want to call them that, not in the team, not available for just silly stuff going on the pitch. Desperation times on the pitch, I would call it. Kate says, good morning, Handsome. Hope you're well. And she's also put a bit further down. She's hit the likes twice. So big up to you, Kate. Appreciate that, as always. Joey's in this morning. Joey, big up to you. He says, busy at work this morning. Won't be about. Popped on to apologise for the two of the worst horses I've ever backed yesterday. Smash the likes, people. Well, Joey, there is no apology required. You know, it is what it is at the end of the day. If we could all back every horse that and it won, then, you know, we'd all be rich. So it is what it is, mate. And on top of that, he's coming again. And he said 120 today, two horses with Minella in the name. I'm backing both each way. Catch you later. Absolutely, Joe. Thanks for that, mate. I'll have a little look. I had a little go yesterday. I'll tell you what I did yesterday, actually. I had a little double. Instead of doing singles on them, I just had a little double and a little play, hoping that they'd come in each way and pick up a few quid. But it never happened. I watched both the races. The first one never seemed like he was ever in the race. The second one was up there for most of the way and just faded at the end. So like I say, it is what it is. But big up to you, Joe. 120 today for everyone. Two horses with Minella in the name. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll star that. And then I can come back to that at the end. Anthony's in, Dr. Tottenham Therapy. Big up, Cookie. Hope you're well, fella. Thanks for coming on to support me and Andy last night. Listen, mate, I only popped in the chat, but I saw you was on. So, you know, got to stick a few comments in, ain't you, at the end of the day? You know, it is what it is, man. If I see you're on, I'll pop in and say hello, you know. But big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Keep doing what you're doing. That's all you can do. And yeah, just do your best. Talk your Tottenham, mate. That's all you can do. Jimmy's in this morning, as always. Good morning and big up, Cookie, and the chat from an overcast northwest. Yeah, we'll do the weather report. I was waiting for that, Jim. It's overcast, Jim. Very overcast again, but the wind has died down. It was very windy yesterday. So, yeah, that's it, mate. It's just overcast, very overcast out there. I think it's about 6 or 7 degrees. It's meant to be today, something like that. I went out and put the bin out this morning. It was cold out there this morning when I went out. But, yeah, hopefully it won't be too bad, Jim. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. Lee's in. Morning to Lee this morning. I hope you're well, Lee. I hope you're well, mate. Good morning to you. Yeah, thank you very much, Kate. Appreciate that. Payne is in. Morning to you, Lee. May the force be with you. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, we definitely need some of that at the moment. Some of this come on, you Spurs, Bizzo. So what's the thoughts on Igor, people? Is he gonna see the Liverpool game out? Because every minute of every day that goes past, we're getting nearer to the game. The club's saying Igor's still here. Everyone else outside the club that's got anything to do with Tottenham is saying, I'll do it. You know, are the club going to listen, or are they just going to keep bobbing down the road like they are? I can't believe they're not going to make a change. I honestly can't. It'll be madness not to. Whether you think you can stay up or not. You know, you've got to have a go at it, at staying up. It's not like we're 6 points behind everyone with 6 or 7 games to go. We've still got a chance. At the end of the day, it's just because the football's so derisory, I suppose, that everyone just thinks we're gone, me included. I'm really getting that way now. I'm running out of not excuses, but running out of trying to find ways how this football team could pick itself up. And the main question is, have they got it in them? And you'll remember the conversations from weeks ago. I said to you all, we're okay while we're out of it, more than a game away. That's fine. You sort of keep the walls from the door. But as soon as you're dropping down to within a game, that's when, you know, that's when the minerals have to come out. And we're there now. We are there now. Again, playing Liverpool, you know, a very decimated team we're taking up there. Key players not available again. And it's just a bit disheartening. It's just a bit disheartening at the moment. It's hard, and we need to see that flicker from them. We need to see something, and the board have got to do something. It can't just carry on doing what we're doing. What is it this week? You know, is it 5 in the first half? Another record. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Igor. Morning to Dom. Hope you're well, Dom. There you go. Sunny in Bedford. That's a bonus anyway. Come on, you Spurs, he says. Big up to you, Dom. At least you got a bit of sunshine down there. Jane's in. Morning to Jane. I hope you're well, Jane, as well as can be expected. Look after yourself without going into too much detail. Look after yourself, Jane, and that's from everyone, by the way. I hope you're well. Neil's in. Good morning, mate. Did you see Vinay's comments? The brass neck on him. Look, Neil, they're all idiots, mate. They're all idiots. They've got no idea about football, as you know. They're just all they're all planks, mate. They're all planks. Aye. Comes the missus. Well, thanks, darling. Morning to you. Morning. There's a drink from the missus. Happy days. Yeah, they're just all planks, aren't they? At the end of the day, they can't make a footballing decision between them. None of them, Neil. And I just don't know what they're talking about half the time. It's just waffle, isn't it? Absolute waffle. Vinders is in. Morning to you, Vinders. Morning, Cookie. Try to boast up morale as much as you can. We don't want to lose 6 points a season. Have a great stream. Are you on the way to work, Vinders? By any chance? Get on your bike. Behave yourself. Kick a man when he's down. And the chat as well. I'll get them to sort you out, Vinders. Have a great day, mate. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, Vinders. I hope you're well, mate. Here we go. Lee's back in again. Cheese and onion sandwiches for break time. Lovely, Lee. Friday as well. Last one today. It's what I always say to my son when he texts me. Soon be Friday, kid. Couple of days off. And then you have to put yourself through Tottenham at the weekend. Jeez. Yeah, because as it stands as well, we could be in the bottom 3 after this weekend if we get beat at the weekend and results go against us. We could be in the bottom 3 at the weekend, and then, you know, if the bum weren't winking, it is now. That's a dead cert. Lee says we're getting battered on Sunday. It looks that way, Lee. You never know, Lee. You never know. I don't want to be here and say, you know, there's no such thing as definitely. But Lee, we're struggling, aren't we? We are struggling big style. And we're struggling, you know, when we go there at the weekend, like I say, with players missing. It's going to be hard work, mate. It's going to be hard work. And the last thing we need, to be honest with you at the moment, is to get battered again. You know? There you go. Berlin's in. Berlin Lounge. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for coming in. Woke tuned in to drop a like, and Cookie's cracking a beer open at 9:30. Is that sport Spurs do these days? It's my little sugar. I'm not really eating much at the moment, mate. So I just have me bit of sugar that I have to have every day, and just sip away. They're not even gobfuls. It's just little sips, and it just helps me out while I'm not eating much, to be fair. So there you go. It wasn't a beer. This ain't the Butler Show, you know. Big up, Sean, by the way. Big up. Big up to you, Berlin. Happy days. Big up to the good ship, Kinky. Happy sailing. They've all sunk. They've all sunk, Vinders. They've sunk without trace. We can't even see anyone bobbing their head above the water at the moment. There you go, though. There you go. We'll keep going, Vinders. We'll keep going. That's all we can do. Arrow will be in by Monday afternoon with Defoe and Sherwood. Let's see, Lee. Let's see. I don't trust these owners, mate. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. We've got to do something. Drewler's in. Morning to Drewler. I hope you will. Morning, Cooking Chat. Smash that on the way and hit the sub button if you haven't. Yeah, let's have a couple of subs because I think we got one yesterday and it disappeared. Let's have a couple of subs this morning. That'd be nice. And keep smashing that like button as you all do. Big up to you, Drewler. Joe's in. Afternoon Cooking. 9 games, 27 points. Still a lot to hope for, and it's not a lost cause. It's not over till it's over, Joe. At the end of the day, you have to have that outlook on it. You can't just sit here now. As much as I went on Anthony's show last night and I put "we're done," you know, in his chat, but then followed that up with "nearly." You know, so it's not done. And like you say, there's 27 points to play for. Anything can happen. And but my thing is, like, let's get on with it as soon as possible. You know, if the other two start picking points up and we carry on losing, then you know, being in the bottom three, I just can't see us. I can't see us getting out once we're in there. But big up to you, Joe. You know, I'm with you though, mate. I'm with you. Harry's still happy to come back, but Spurs probably going to do their Dyche thing. And this is another one. This is you know, I sort of almost parked the bus on this Dyche thing. What are people's thoughts on Sean Dyche? For me, you know, I don't know if Sean Dyche is what Tottenham need at the moment. You know, he's very to the point from what I can make out. And I've briefly met him once at Burnley's training ground when I used to deliver up there. Very nice fella. Very nice fella. I watched him on the training ground for a bit. I couldn't get that close. I was sort of the training ground, the pitches, the first pitch is about 50 yards away. And you can hear him barking on the sideline, you know. So I don't know what the answer is at the moment. If I had a choice of the Dyche thing and Harry and a few of the lads coming in, I know what I'll pick. Dave. But again, they're making the decisions up there, aren't they? And they ain't got a Scooby, mate. They don't give a toss. Or they're giving that vibe off anyway, Dave, and have done for a long time. You know, so we'll see, Dave. Yeah, Drewler, Vinny, do one. You tell him, Drewler. You tell him. Borodar, Colin says, morning to you, Colin. Winning at Liverpool would just be like Spurs. Nothing shocks you with this club. And you know what, Colin, someone else said this to me yesterday. Wouldn't it be such a Spursy thing to do, to go to Liverpool and get something, whether it's a draw or a win, whatever it is, with three of your most important players missing? As far as the squad's concerned, they are whatever they're up to, and who knows, something might happen, Colin. I doubt it, mate, to be honest with you. But I see where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from, Colin. I would be shocked, absolutely shocked, if we get anything from that game. I've just got this feeling that Liverpool are going to be on a bit of a recovery mission. Perhaps they might leave a few out because they've got Galatasaray next week. They're one down, and they're at home. So there's a lot of their fans not happy with the way they're playing football at the moment, by the way. I still think it's better than ours. But a few of their fans are on a bit of a downer at the moment, and they're sort of getting ready to put the boot in on Slot at the end of the season. So we'll see. Mark, if you can get Daily Mail up after stream on the back page. Vinay blaming Levy for state of affairs. Only read a bit. My neighbours are letting me have it later. Yeah, listen. Yeah, I did see the little clip this morning. I saw in one of the WhatsApp groups. Obviously, I saw the headline. But they're deflectors, aren't they? They're just deflectors. You know, at the end of the day, it was all of them. They were all in it together. You know, listen, Vinay ain't come out and said nothing decent and positive about this club, apart from all he's done is tell lies. Right, it's just a smoke screen. They know what's going on. They know that the fans are clamouring to get Tudor out and to get, you know, the majority of people where I read are clamouring for Tottenham people to get back in that club at different levels. Yeah, not just the coaching, at different levels, sharpish. Personally, I can't believe they've left it this late and knowing that it was their only, you know, the management, them changing the manager again thing, because they've made a massive mistake with Tudor. A massive mistake. And it's a case of who comes in next. I think it's got to be Tottenham people that come in next. I just can't think of a manager that will have the connection if they're not like Tottenham based. But like, you know, we've heard all the names that have been mentioned, all the ex-managers. There's players that have got their coaching badges now and whatever. Listen, get 6 or 7 of them in. Yeah, have your manager and have your coaches and whatever, and have his assistant, or however he wants to play it, and get into some of these players. We ain't got time, yeah, to have a coach or maybe 2 coaches, and one's working on defence, one's doing attack. You know, Harry's trying, or whoever it is, getting them together, trying to get into them, and around the shoulder and all that. You're the best player I've ever seen, kid. You just need to prove it to me now. Just get a load of them in, man. Get as many of them as you can in. The Tottenham boys, get Ledley in there. Get them in there and try and do something. Half of them would do it for nothing anyway. Let's be honest. What other option do you have with 9 games to go, a probable defeat at the weekend, and 8 massive cup finals, home and away? I can't believe we're sitting here talking about 8, 9 games, whatever it is, and we're talking about, can we stay up? And again, I don't know if staying up particularly helps us as far as ENIC are concerned, because they may well just sit on their laurels and just crack on again next season. They don't want to spend no money. Are they going to spend money if we go down? Well, no, they're going to, you know, rake a lot of money in from selling players, because they're going to have to sell them. It's madness, honestly. I still can't get my head around it properly, that a business can let this happen to, you know, a part of the whole business, but the football being the main thing. And all it tells me more and more and more and more and more and more and more, yeah, as it has done for a while now, is that they don't want football there. They don't want football there. But we'll see how that one plays out. That's just a theory. That's all, more than anything else. Andy's in. Morning to Andy. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're having a great day. Big up to you. Berlin says, hey, Cookie, seem to remember you said you played at centre-half. At this rate, you better blow the cobwebs off and dig your boots out, mate. Yeah, I did play centre-half for a while when I was at Epping at Coopersell. Yeah, I did. Loved it, mate. Absolutely loved it. And if I'd have, I don't know, maybe I should have started playing there sort of a lot earlier in my football career as such, because I literally loved having the play in front of me and just because I could see everything that was going on. And literally, I loved it, but I was more of I was a bit of a left winger, come sort of number 10, you know, in my youth days. But then as I started playing as an adult, and one of my managers said to me, you know, you like trying to read the game and see what's going on. Why don't you have a go? And I just loved it. And I played with a fella who was very experienced, very experienced, and it was just nice to play with someone who rubbish is the wrong word to say, but had a clue about football, if you like. Do you know what I mean? And he saw me through, and once I got accustomed to it, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Playing centre half, it was great. Best thing I ever did, changing round, to be fair. And yeah, just is what it is, Berlin. There you go. But listen, I don't know. It's going to be Danzo and another, isn't it? Archie Gray. Can't even drop Paulinho in because he ain't playing. Dragusin, obviously, if he's fit. And that's if you're playing two. How's he going to play a three? If Tudor's here, how's he going to play three at the back? Don't tell me Danzo, Dragusin, Spence or Archie Gray, or because that ain't working. I don't think anything's working. But if you don't want to get the backside ripped out, you ain't playing three at the back against this lot. That's just that would just be encouraging trouble for me. But there you go. Marianne's in. Big up to you, Marianne. Friday the 13th is a lucky day. I sometimes have my birthday on a Friday the 13th, and it has always been great and a sunny day. There you go. Friday the 13th. To be fair, I haven't really had touch wood. I've got wood here, by the way. I haven't had any really bad experience. I've even flown on Friday the 13th, to be honest with you. How scary is that when you're sitting in the seat going down the old runway? Is what it is. Weather report from Kate, sunny but still windy in Sheffield. It's 5 degrees. There you go. 5 degrees in Sheffield, not far away. Stokes is in. Day off for John. Big up to you, John. Don't blame you, mate. Have a chilled one, mate. Morning Cookie says, day off today. Boiled eggs for breakfast. I love a boiled egg. Don't you love a boiled egg? Especially when they're still warm. I don't know. I overdo my eggs a bit so they don't go right, so they're not running anymore. Just past. Do you know what I mean? Give it the old peel. Still warm. Bang. 2 bites, you're done. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Loving it. Love a warm egg. There we go. Another weather report from Anthony. I'm from Milton Keynes, he says, and the sun is out today. Dr. Tottenham Therapy Anthony is from the Dele Alli area, as you would say. Well, that's where he used to play anyway. Cloudy in Essex, says John. Yeah, I think a lot of the country's getting cloud today, to be fair, John. Well, here we go. Milton Keynes Dave. It's cold and windy. Anthony says the owners don't have a clue, Cookie. Oh, excuse me. They'll keep Tudor in hoping it will turn around. The thing is, though, Anthony, right? How does it turn round from 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-2? It's only got worse. Yeah. And now this weekend, he's got no Romero, no VDV, no Paulinho, amongst others. You know, we already had whatever it was, 10, 11, 12 out. You know, we're not due anyone back for 3 weeks. Kudos, Udogi and Bergvall are not due back till the end of March, beginning of April. So it's going to be a bench full of kids again, isn't it? And it's going to be players, square pegs, round holes again. Isn't it? At least half the team's going to be square pegs, round holes, isn't it? And you can't go to Liverpool and win like that, unfortunately. And you definitely ain't going to Liverpool without, you know, a VDV and a Romero that are on top form. If they was on top form, which the chances are that they wouldn't be, but the best Romero, the best VDV, they're still going to struggle against Liverpool when Liverpool are on it. And don't get me wrong, I know they're going through an iffy patch. They might rest a few on Sunday, but their squad's big enough to deal with it. You know, at least they've got a bench. So we'll see. Big up, Addis. I saw your comment and I clicked on someone else's and forgot to go back up. I do apologise. Friday the 13th, indeed, I work in a chemical plant in Louisiana and the plant shut down this cold morning. Oh, dear. That's crap, isn't it? Oh, well, what can you do, mate? What can you do, Addis? And I saw your comment. I think you said this club is cooked. It's not cooking. That's a dead cert, right? But again, Addis, I'm not. I try to be real with the situation of what's going on without being over the top positive and over the top negative. And again, I know it can come across sounding like it's negative all the time, but I don't know if you're watching or not, mate, but you probably know this is the Realism channel. And we do our best to keep it real at the end of the day. And there's no point blowing smoke up people's arses when they ain't earned it. Or up players' arses, I should say, when they haven't earned it. And no one's earned it at the moment. No one's earning it. You know, Archie Gray stood up a little bit, but why are we relying on a 19-20-year-old kid that's played about 38 different positions in the last 4 games? Do you know what I mean? You know, there's only 11 positions on the pitch and he's played 38. It's mad. Absolutely mad. We're in doo-doo time, unfortunately. We are in doo-doo time. Here we go. Found you. Yep. Please remember to hit the like button. Let's get me to 50 likes, everyone, please, as soon as we can. We're on 33. Nearly 70 of you in here. Hit that button if you haven't. Let's get it to 50 and crack on. Big up to you lot for doing that. Oh, Simon, behave yourself. Behave yourself. I can't be having that. Not after 22 league defeats. Not having that, Simon. Morning to you, though. Hit the sub if you haven't and like the stream. I don't know if I've seen you before. I probably have. Maybe not. I don't know, Simon. But, yeah, absolutely. He's not for me, mate, unfortunately. I'm not having him. But I weren't having him when he was here the first time, to be fair. And don't get me wrong, again, I say it in front of everyone, Simon. Europa League, cheers. Yeah, thanks very much. But your first season was the start of getting us to where we are now. I'm afraid it was. And that's real talk, isn't it, at the end of the day? First 10 games, yeah, 27 points. We finished 5th in the first season because of that start. Yeah. Look at the rest of the season. Shocking. Then the following season, last season, shocking. And that's when the spiral began. It started very slowly, don't get me wrong, because it's a few wins in there, a loss, a win, a lot, whatever. And then the second season, 22 defeats. This year, how many defeats? I see a stat the other day. We're on something to do in the is it the last 3 years? Something like that. 46 defeats. We've got the most defeats of any club. It's just mad. I can't believe we're having these conversations that we are so poor in every department, yet there's so many people out there that thinks this team's got it in them to get out of this. Everything's telling us that they're not going to get out of it because it's been going on for too long. Morning to you anyway, Simon. Big up to you, mate. I hope you're well. There you go. John passed his driving test on Friday the 13th. Happy days. Big up to you, John. Tudor's last game Sunday for me with a 5th defeat on the bounce from him and 7 in total. Then who knows what will happen and who will be brought in. It certainly is, Gareth, a 6-pointer against Forest, mate. It certainly is. Yeah, it's going to be a massive game, that. A massive game. Huge, huge game. And don't forget, everyone, there's a protest on that day. You know, I've seen stuff out there online. Oh, you can't protest. The team are in trouble. Listen, I didn't put the team in trouble. I'm the fan at the end of the day, the same as all you lot are. Right? If people can't get their arse to the protest, and then if they go into the game, and I'll say to you, I'm there, yeah, I am hopefully going to the game. But every opportunity in that ground, the chant of Enoch out will be going up. I can still get behind the team in the ground and chant Enoch out. I won't be booing the players. I won't be booing the manager. Only one thing changes this, and that's Enoch out. And again, the protests might not and probably won't get them out. But the more numbers that are at the protest for the Forest, the Brighton, and whatever other games, and I'm sure a massive one at the Everton game at home, because we'll probably know our fate by then. We just need people to turn out. It's so important. So important. Plus, you know, we'll all meet up, little art of lager. You know how it is. John says up the Tudor, Frank out. Colin says it's sunny in God's country this morning. I nearly said county then, Colin. Sorry about that, mate. Oh, yeah, she looks after me, mate. She looks after me. Look, got the tea. We're sorted. We're sorted, sporting. Right, here we go. Look, I'm looking still. 39 likes. It's not good enough, really, considering we've been going 40 minutes. We're normally there by half hour. You know, a bit slacking today, people. Hit that like button and give us a couple of subs. Come on. We're on the way now. We're past 1,000. Past 1,000. And how do they say it? We're on our way. We're on our way. We just keep going, keep growing, keep getting the real talk out there, the real talk. Keep having guests on. Yeah, keep doing these fan calling shows. Keep going with a breakfast brunch. New thumbnail this morning, by the way, from Nige. Big up to you, Nige. I asked him for a couple of thumbnails. Within 20 minutes, bang, they're there. Big up to you, Nige. I hope you're well this morning, mate. I'm sure Nige may well be on in the morning. I'm not, because I know he's been trying to do his breakfast show at the weekends because he's been busy during the week. So I've no doubt Nigel will be on tomorrow for his breakfast show in the morning, and we will follow him as usual. Judah says these numbwits ain't got a clue what they're doing. There's no plan in place, so they'll stick with him. Well, I think there'll be absolute uproar if they do. Drula. I don't want to be rude to him at the end of the day because he's a football manager. Do you know what I mean? But I've got to say, you know, after the Arsenal game, he was doing his interview. And I know people sometimes look away to think about what they're going to say. You know, you listen to the question and you get that, you give it that little look up to the sky, you know, but before they answer, while they have a little think about what they're going to say. And I watched the Arsenal press conference and then the Fulham one, right? So I thought he looked lost a little bit after the Arsenal game. And then after the Fulham press conference, when he had, you know, 2 weeks to see what was going on and so forth, honestly, he looked absolutely out of it. As I've said before, it was like, this is just for me, I'm thinking to myself, he don't know what to do here. He doesn't know what to do with these players. And it's not just a case of he doesn't know what to do with the players. Like I said, it's what he was dropped into. You know, and then all this stuff's going on with, you know, players not, I don't know, down in tools. There you go. There's the right word. Players down in tools. Again, not all of them. Yeah, I would say significant senior squad players, and this could be controversial, senior squad players speaking out, Christian, and then others jumping on board. But if he can do it, so can I. And we've heard little bits and pieces coming out. There's a rat in my kitchen and all that. Put the rat poison down then and sort it out. And again, this is the trouble. There ain't no one to sort it out. It's madness, honestly. It just... Dom says, Mark, inaction, lack of ambition is the go-to setting for our directors and owners. Too scared is to do. Too scared ain't got a clue, Dominic. Wow. Anthony says our motto is to dare, is to do. Is the biggest joke of a motto ever because that's exactly what we don't do. And it has to change, doesn't it? The culture and the mentality has to change. And the problem is, again, people, that the people in charge haven't got the right mentality. They haven't got the right culture. They don't know how to build a football structure. They can't align the club because they're fucking useless. And this is why it gets so toxic in our fan base as well. I've got to say, because every day Tottenham are the club that keep on giving. There's always something. And the problem is our fan base just can't agree on anything. We can't agree on anything. Why we can't all get together at the end of the day, you know, it's gone past individual players. They've shown what they're about for me. A lot of them, they've shown. They're definitely not about the Tottenham badge. That's for sure. It's not about the players anymore. Not for me. Yes, of course, it's about what they do on the pitch. But like I say, they've shown us what they think about their club, about our club. So if they feel like that about our club, then how can we not all get together maybe 3 or 4 times before the end of the season and let this lot know. Again, it may not change anything. They may tough it out. But if there's enough people there, seriously, if there's enough people there, and I'm not talking a couple of hundred, I'm talking we need to get into the thousands for the first one. The word has to be spread. There's only one message, Enoch out, and it has to be spread. That can be the only message now. The only message. And I'm sorry to keep repeating myself, and I will until I'm blue in the face. Nothing changes with these idiots in charge. Could use a multitude of other words, as you've probably heard me before. But again, just because I feel that way and there's a protest before such and such a game and this game and whatever game, it doesn't mean I can't still go in and support the team. And that's just my thing. Of course, I want to be there if there's a slight upturn and we get a result against Forest. Of course, I want to be there. Everyone wants to see that 3 points to give us a chance. Again, whether it happens or not is a different matter. It's a totally different matter. The players for me have checked out. A lot of them have checked out. A lot of them are upset. And again, that's not excuses for how they're performing. I know there's players that have got beef with the board, broken promise shit and all that. Well, now they know how we feel after 25 years, don't they? Steve says, Vinay blaming Levy for this mess because he hasn't got the balls to admit he has really effed up this season. This is what our board and owners do. Always someone else's fault. They don't know what else to say, Steve, do they? I don't know what else to say. They're not going to stand there and come out and say, oh, no, we know we've turned this gaff into a shit show and we haven't looked after it, but we will now. That'll be the next one. We know we've made mistakes. He's probably done it already. We know we've made mistakes, but it'll change. I mean, the war chest must stand at about 450 million now. It was 300 odd million last summer, wasn't it? Then it was 150 million in the. We're going to have some war chest when they finally let go of it, isn't it? But then again, we all know the war chest ain't coming. Because it all goes in there skyrocket, unfortunately. Was still a massive problem, Anthony, for me. He was still a massive problem. But everyone sees it differently. Don't get me wrong. He did say in his interview with Gary Neville, wait until you see I'm not here no more and see what happens. He actually said that. You know? And don't get me wrong. Obviously, he was doing everything there, Anthony. Transfers in, transfers out, anything to do with money by the look of it, he was dealing with. And yeah, he royally fucked up on many occasions, Anthony. Many occasions. You know, if it wasn't for his penny pinching, there'd have been a lot more different players at this football club than you see now. But fair play, mate. Kate says Lang needs sacking. Yep, wet lettuce. Could say a lot worse, but don't want to get into trouble. Enoch, get that? Yeah, absolutely, Kate. Kate, you can swear as much as you like in your text is on here. I might just abbreviate some of the words. Sometimes I won't because I do my own swearing. You know that from time to time. John says, Levy, there you go. Put an L in there. Levy flucked us up for 20 plus years. No excuses for that rat. No, there ain't no excuses for me. There's no excuses for me. He made plenty of mistakes. He might have kept the club on on the even keel. But as far as players are concerned, he made a lot of mistakes. And players that are not at our club that should have been here and never got here for the sake of whatever. I'm not going to sit here and name them all. We all know, we could name probably 10. But this I totally agree with. Totally agree with this. We're in this mess because of the Levy legacy and Lewis in this background. Plus, on top of that, these idiots, who ain't got a clue about football. There's got to be some Spurs people coming now, Lee. I'm sorry to keep reiterating, going over the same thing, but you lot are talking about it, so I'll talk about it. We've got to get some Tottenham people in, and again, it's not just on the field because that just gets them, not just as coaches, that gets them out of trouble. Yeah, if whoever comes in manages to get the points, stays up, they'll probably bin them all, and away we go again next season, which is okay. But are they going to change? No, probably not. Probably not. Well, they're not. I don't know why I keep saying probably. They're not. 25 years tells us that, doesn't it? And this is where we're at now, John. And they've got nowhere to run, as I keep saying. Nowhere to run, mate. One managerial change they've got in their locker. And look at the road we're going down. Tudor, 4 defeats in the league. Whatever it is up. It just can't carry on like it is. It can't carry on, John. And he says, Cookie, in the past, I wouldn't want Dyche, but who do we think we are about turning Dyche down at this moment in time? And this is where it's got to, mate. And in his own right, Sean Dyche is Sean Dyche. He does what he does. I don't exactly know what his approach is in the dressing room. All I know is that on the training ground, I've sat there for half an hour in my van, having me dinner, 50 yards away, window open, listening, watching, and all I can hear is his voice and players communicating on the training ground. And obviously he's got his coaches too. But is he the right person? Is he the right person for 27 points that's available, or after Liverpool, 24 points that's available? Does he get a tune out of a few of these players? I don't know if the tune's there anymore because I haven't seen it for so long. Harry's all right anyway this morning. See him there? Yeah, I moved my finger to right. There he is. Harry's all right. Got his hat on. He's happy. Big up to Harry the Bear. Deaf ears this board. Clueless wankers, Kate says. Agreed, Kate. I agree. John says Dyche is the last he would want here. I'm not keen, John, to be fair. I'm not keen. I want some Tottenham people in. No, and this is the problem, John. I don't think we're just grasping at straws, mate, isn't it? But because what tells you that, you know, with 8 games to go, with the current form, and that what everything tells you about what you've seen with your eyes, what you're looking at on paper, what tells us we can go and get 3 wins in the last 8 games. Championship, here we come, says John. Note of dice from Jane. Addis says, yeah, it doesn't matter if anyone comes in for the remainder of the season. We can't be fixed. The damage is done. No manager could turn this around in this amount of time. Well, John, there'll be more than half of them go. There'll be more than half of them go in the summer. I'll tell you. The majority, well, I would say nearly all of what you would call senior players, as in senior players. I'm not talking about Archie Grays and Bergvales and players like that. I think most of them would be gone, John, because the wage bill's got to come down so much if you're in the Championship. So I don't think there'll be many left at all, to be fair. Come on, you lot. We're still not at 50. Keep hitting that like button for us. 1 away from 50, but that's not an excuse for just 1 of you to hit the button. Let's get 11 of you to hit the button and get to 60. That'll be great. Hit that like button for us. Keep subscribing. We can't grow unless you're hitting both buttons. Big up to all of you. Dustin's in. Would you have Ange back? No. No. Not for me, mate. 22 defeats tells me no. No, no, just no, mate. No. Sorry to be so blunt, Dustin. Not for me, mate. John says no. Addis, no. There you go. Dominic. Mark, why is anyone surprised by this club? The people at the top are useless. They know nothing about football and care less as well. And it's a shocking state of affairs to be in, Dominic. It's a shocking state of affairs to be in. But we are where we are, mate. You know, we can only talk about it. Like I tell all you lot all the time, this is my therapy. Because I tell you, my head would blow off. My head would absolutely blow off. Yeah, agreed with this. Anthony Patrici wanted Tudor over Frank, which proves he doesn't know that much about football. We were all bugging him up, but some of his manager choices were shocking. And, you know, at another time, he may have come in and it could have been different. I don't know. But from what I'm seeing from him, Anthony, from Tudor, he's not the right man for the job. They've come out and said, well, you know, we did this, we did that to get Tudor. Did they? Did they do it? Or was it, you know, the word was in December, Tudor. So it was an easy get because he was available after sacking Frank. Business people making football decisions. On-pitch football decisions. Ridiculous. Absolutely. It is negligent. At the least, it's negligent. And at the end of the day, how has it been allowed to get to this point? A multi-billion-pound company. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. I can't believe where we are. I just. And the worst thing is you see it coming. You see it coming. We've been dropping like a stone since Poch. That's a lie. We're not dropping like a stone since off. We went on a steady decline. Yeah, and in the last, for me, after those first 10 games with Ange, we carried on with the steady decline. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, over the last, whatever, from this season pretty much, it's just gone, boom. The 22 defeats last season, yeah, I get that. That was shocking. But he sort of covered that over a bit with the Europa win. All the different stories that were going about. But this tells me now the position that we're in and the 22 losses last season, yeah, that they weren't good at all last season. They're thrown a load of the Premier League games, you know, to concentrate on the Europa. Maybe they did. But the players are not telling you that this season by their performances. They're not telling you any different, sorry. You had the 22 defeats and now we're on a similar pathway again this season. But the difference being there is no cup competition to sideline it. And this is what you get when you have people in charge that don't know what they're doing, the latest, you know, the stone drop, if you like. They don't know what they're doing. The people below them don't know what they're doing. And this is what ends up with your club. Angie's in. Big up to you, Angie. Says, recruitment strategy failings. Reports indicate that Levy's policy of buying young players for future resale, along with bargain basement signings that failed to deliver, contributed to the current sporting crisis. And at the end of the day, we love buying a player that's relegated the season before, e.g. a Maddison, an Oddie Bear, because we can get deals like that done. We're not paying massive, stupid money. What was Maddison, 30, 35, even 40 million, whatever it was. You know, an Oddie Bear, whether he was a youngster or not, he'd had the season with Burnley. And there's others as well. But the recruitment of young players over the last couple of years, when we needed strong senior players in the squad. And again, I've got no problem with buying your Archies and your Bergvals and your Oddie Bears to try and, you know, it's what Tottenham do. We've been doing it for years. Not to maybe the extent of they've done it in the last couple of years, but they'd always, you know, take a chance on a young player. But unfortunately now they haven't got the scouts of the level required, you know, to go and find senior players that want to come and play for Tottenham. I think them days are over now. And like I said, if we go down, there'll be a fire sale and there'll be players like Archie, like Lucas Bergvall, like your Oddie Bears. They will be essentially your senior players, because anyone who's a name at Tottenham, as in a senior player, will be gone. They will be gone. Anyone that's worth anything and they can make money on, they'll be gone. Anyone to get wages down, they'll be gone. So some people are looking at the fact of, well, there's a load of them are going to be gone. Yeah, we're going to have a load of loan players come back and youth players and under 21s and all that type of thing. And then does it mean that Enoch will spend a few quid to get in a few, if you like, championship ready players, because it's a totally different league from what we're in now. Morning to you, Trev. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Dominic says the board and owners too scared is to do. And he also says financial mismanagement and forced sales. Vinay stated that previous operating methods under Levy have left the club in a position where they may need to sell key players to comply with financial regulations, despite earlier contrary beliefs regarding the club's financial health. Well, again, he's stating the obvious there, really, Ange, isn't he? Because if you go down, you are going to have to sell your players. There's no doubt about that. It's just stating the obvious. There's going to be players that are going to want to go, even if we stay up. You know, if we go down, agents are busy. If we stay up, agents are busy. Players don't want to be associated with Tottenham anymore. And why? Because of how these bellends run the club. No. A message got to him. Apparently, a message was being sent to him, but I never heard back anything, mate. I never heard anything back. Prioritising profits over performance. It was implied that under Levy, on-field success was not the top priority, with a focus on building a sustainable business and infrastructure rather than winning trophies. There you go. John says, Venky's talking bollocks. We can buy players up to spending 600 mil and still be in line with financial safety. Yeah, I think it's 560 or something like that, John. Yeah, but again, you know, they should have been digging into that money in January. And possibly last summer. Instead of getting loans in, oh, we couldn't attract it. Well, whose fault's that you can't attract players? Whose fault's that? Talking absolute shite, Vinay. And now he's coming out saying, well, because of Levy, what shit? You're talking absolute bollocks. And I agree with you, John. Mario's in. Morning, you, Mario. Morning, Mark. Damage limitation for Sunday. No players and no manager in my eyes. We are effed. Neil, I agree with you, mate. Their running's not good. West Ham have got a difficult running as well. Yeah, but I can't see where our points are coming from, Neil. This is the problem. I can't see where the points are coming from. We're terrible at home. We've got, I think, 4 home games left. It might be 5. I think it's 4. We can't win a game at home. So I don't know, Neil. I don't know. You know, it is about us. If we can go out and get a run going and get some points, we may well be all right. But you know what it's like, the Forests and the West Hams, they've got a bit about them. Whether they're very good or not is a different matter. But at the moment, they're showing that they've got a bit about them, whereas we're not. Addis says he has more belief of Forest picking up wins over us. Rob Belcher's in. Big up to Rob. He says, to bring in 3 Liverpool players into my fantasy team shows how positive I am. Big up to you, Rob. It's all good in wins at a day, Lee says. There you go. Drewler's sorted. Boiled egg. Happy days. Paul's in. Morning to you, Paul. Come on, you Spurs. Sorry, I'm just flicking a few through quick because a lot of you are talking to each other. There you go. Being realistic isn't negative. Thank you. It just comes across negative if things are not going well, Addis. And because things haven't been going well at Tottenham for a while now, it seems like every show that you come on and do, we're moaning, we're groaning, and so on and so forth. But if that's how it's going, that's all you can talk on, isn't it? You could, because I'm struggling to find positives at the moment. If the positives are there, I'll be all over it, you know. And we'll talk about positives as much as we'll talk about negatives at the end of the day. Talk about everything. And says Tottenham Hotspur, it has a historically poor record against Liverpool at Anfield with only 8 victories in their entire history at the stadium. Spurs have not won at Anfield since 2010-11 season. John says we won't win anyway. Thanks for the stats, Ange. John's not going to watch the game. Well, John, just remember the 2 marks will be doing a watch along for the Liverpool game. Don't know whether it's wise to do it or not, mate, because I'll probably end up having some sort of mechanical breakdown, if you like. But it's all part of the job, John. So we're going to get on it. We're going to do our pre-show Sunday morning as usual. The Fab 3. Obviously, we'll be on in the morning. We'll do the Fab 3 on Sunday, and the watch along, and we'll keep going after the watch along, and have a call in as usual. And we might do a bit of something tonight as well. We'll see. We'll see the series about tonight. Big up to you, John. No chance against Liverpool, Anne says, even with a full squad, fit and Harry Kane up front. There you go. Big up to you, Nige. I've missed you probably. You've probably legged it into your next job. Yeah, I'm half hour behind. Big up Cookie in the chat. His second job, sitting in a car for 5 before I go in. Much love all. And as Nige says, smash those likes, people. Keep hitting those likes. Keep subbing if you haven't subbed. And it's the only way we can grow. There you go. Lots of love for Nige, Johnny Stokes, Paul G, Kate. There you go. Drewler, all saying morning to Nige. Big up to you, Nige. Sully's in. Morning to Sully. I hope you're well, mate. I'll see you next weekend, mate. I'll see you next weekend. Everyone's still saying hello to each other. There you go. Rain's in. Morning to Rain. Hope you're well, mate. Happy Friday indeed. Happy Friday. Up the allotment in a bit. Do a bit up there today. Mark Taylor's in, the Mark Army. Hashtag the Mark Army. Big up to you, Mr. T. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, mate. Yep, there you go. Dominic, Mark, Sarah from the stands has a link in her last vlog. If your subs follow it, it generates an email to the club, which will hopefully flood Vinay's team with loads of emails. Yeah, I know there's a load gone in. There you go. If you go over to Sarah in the stands, sorry, I was just reading that first bit again, so I didn't get it wrong, Dominic. If you go over to Sarah in the stands, go to her last vlog, there's a link there. All you do is click on it. It's really easy to do. Yeah, go over there, click on it, and it just lets you send an email in saying that you're not happy with what's going on, and basically you're complaining. The more fans that send them in, the better. Again, it's letting them know. And it might only be a few hundred, but it could be a few thousand. We don't know. Get your email in if you haven't. So Sarah from the stands, go over to her last vlog, sorry. She's got a link in the vlog. Click on it, and it will take you to the email section, and it will go straight to Vinay. Paul Mitchell's in. Morning, Paul. Hope you're well, mate. Morning, Mark. Knowing these idiots, they'll probably have to pay him compensation if they sack him. For successful businessmen, they sure are thick. Yeah. Listen, Paul, I have this theory about sabotage. I do. on the football front, you know, and I'm sticking with it until I hear any different or see any different. Yeah. I do not believe that football stadium was built, or that stadium, sorry, I should say, it was built with football as the main priority. And I still believe that unless we get taken over one day, yeah, that, and I know there's separate entities, the football club's a separate thing and all that, but unless we get taken over, I don't know where we're going, mate. Honestly, I don't know where we're going, Paul. You know, everything's pointing in the wrong direction for me in a massive way, and no one's doing anything about it. You know, we're sitting here now in a massive crisis, yeah? Players missing for the weekend. We're probably going to get tonked again. And these pricks are doing nothing, sitting on Tudor. Whether you think, excuse me, whether you think or not, you know, he shouldn't have been here in the first place, probably. But they're sitting on their hands up there. Yeah, we've got major catastrophe in front of us, and they're doing nothing about it. And I'll be quite honest with you, Paul, and sorry for swearing again, it boils my piss. It really winds me up. Just as a fan, I know I can't do or you can't do anything about it, but, you know, be a bit proactive for once. But they haven't got it in them because they don't know football. There you go. Probably play Kinksky up front against Liverpool. Fucking hell, honestly. And says Richmond Football Club supporter famously dumped a large quantity of chicken manure at the club's Pump Road headquarters in May 2001 to express frustration over the team's poor performance. There you go, mate. There you go. Right, there you go. So Nige is on tomorrow morning. So make sure you get over to him at 8:30 in the morning. We will follow him after that tomorrow morning. So, yeah, get over to Nige in the morning, 8:30. Let's get into him. Get him a nice audience in there. And actually, get over 100 people in there tomorrow. Get him over 100 people in for his show in the morning and show him some love. Geezer's working and trying to do a bit of YouTube. You know, I'm lucky I'm retired, so I can sit here anytime, all day, 24 hours a day if I want to. You know, but this fella's working, so get behind him if you can. There you go. Jonag says, are these men or impetuous little boys? Who cares if they don't like the manager? They should be playing for the badge, the club, and the supporters. Bang on. Bang on. Rob Belcher says, don't discount another major club announcement prior to the Liverpool game. Players didn't exactly praise the Kinski decision, with some livid at the 22-year-old being thrown at the bus. And there's another thing, the empathy from the emotion from the manager. Jed Spence going up to him after he's come off, tapping him on the shoulder. Oh, shake me hand. I know it's Jed Spence, and I know he can be, you know, his attitude hasn't been the best a lot of the time, you know, going back as well. EPAC, morning to you. He says, I couldn't see us going down, but Lang and Vinay in charge. I think it's inevitable. There you go, John. And Anne says Kinski was given an opportunity to prove himself. It's gone. It is what it is. I don't know what else to say. It's gone. I don't know. You know, they were mistakes, slips. Kinski made a massive mistake. I think he could have done better for the first goal as well. But it's done and it's gone. And for me, Kinski, knowing Spurs, he probably won't play for us again. And he'll be shifted on and out of the club to restart his career somewhere else, a bit like Karius did for Liverpool. There you go. John says you don't throw a youngster up against teams like Atletico Madrid and Liverpool as examples. There you go. And says Kinski's a professional footballer getting paid big bucks, not a junior from the under-18s. I will let you two. There you go. So Johnny's confirming it's 600 million that's available, so we don't get in financial trouble. Sorry, John, I thought I'd read 560 somewhere, but fair play for letting me know. Appreciate it, mate. Rain says, I genuinely believe that Vinay is trying to fix the problems he's inherited. He's mostly doing the right things. He's just doing it too slowly. I'm not sure I can agree with that, Rain, to be honest with you. I don't see what he's doing. I honestly don't. I'm struggling with a pair of them, him and Wet Lettuce Lange and Wet Lettuce 2 Vinay. Don't want him here, Rain. They're just useless for me. They're not football people. I don't even think Vinay is a football person. I don't think he's really got a Scooby, mate. But that's just me, Rain. Again, everyone's different. And I'm not saying he hasn't inherited problems, but that doesn't help us on the football field at the moment. And someone's got to be decisive. We're on the brink of going down. Oh, dear. Mario, let's see what happens. I haven't heard anything about Danzo. Mario says, rumours so far, don't quote me, but hearing Romero, Paulinho and Danzo out for Liverpool. Hope all bullshit on Danzo. Well, we'll see. No VDV either. Plus anyone else that's missing. So let's hope Danzo's not out as well, because Igor will be truly and royally fucked, won't he? No centre-backs, drag us in. That's it. I don't know. I might have to miss a few here. Dominic says he was happy when Levy went on the 4th of September. It was a very cathartic day. We just need further changes at the very, very top. Agreed. Again, sorry if I miss anyone. There you go. Marion's talking to Nige. Wembers says, I hate all these revisionist views on Levy. If we do go down, he's still clearly the individual who will have contributed the most to our downfall by a country mile. Tom's in. Morning to you, Tom. Hope you're well. Good morning, all. Get Robbie Keane in and tell these players what Spurs is to him. Robbie can do it. We talk about mentality and people want 22 defeats, Ange. Golden Sun says, big up to you, Golden. Gareth's in. Manage decline, raise tickets and decline of the product. There you go. A little bit of sleet over where Colin is in Wales. Burke's born and bred's in. Morning to you, mate. He says, for a few years, I was called a plastic and fake fan, all because I criticised Levy and Enoch. All of a sudden, the abuse has stopped. After 52 years, I'd thought I'd seen the last relegation. It's what does me, mate. I saw 77. Do you know what I mean? And luckily we scraped back up again. But it's all different now. The Championship ain't like what Division 2 was back in the day. Sorry again if I miss anyone. Ace is in. I don't like these reports of Vuskovic not even playing a single game and leaving for a Bayern or a Barca. Surely he will be forced by the board to play in the Championship like Gray and Bergvall. It all depends on what sort of offer they got, I think, Ace. You know, he didn't cost very much money. And this is Spurs all over again. You know, top teams keep their best players as such. I'm not saying he's one of our best players, but there's, big money being mooted about for Vuskovic, and Spurs are all about money. It's what they do. So it's if, for argument's sake, someone comes in with a £40 million bid because he only costs £5 million or something, right? Does someone come in with a £40 million and Spurs go, yeah, we'll have that 35 mil as such? Or do they think, do you know what? We'll get this kid. We'll have him for another year in the Championship, yeah? And then he's had another year's experience. See if we can get back up. And if we can get back up, you know, he's a little bit more prepared. But I would go on the former, because it's what Spurs do. It's what Spurs do. Depends how much they want the money, Ace. Depends how much they want the money. Let's see after, if we go down the fire sale and see what happens then. Big up, Dom. Yeah, I did read it, Dom. I'm just trying to catch up a bit. I apologise. Julia says it's gone beyond the manager. I don't think anyone that comes in can change this around. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I see us sinking and I don't see us coming up for air. At the moment, it's just a few bubbles there, Julia. See what you're doing. Ellie's in. Big up to you, Ellie. Morning to you. Hiya, Cookie. Big up to you, and all in the chat spouting truths. We try to, Ellie. We try to. You know what this channel's all about. Edel's in. Morning to you, Edel. Morning, Mark, from stormy Hamburg in Germany. Thanks for tuning in, Edel. We appreciate it a lot. Thank you very much. The real N17 and the real N7 Yid Lewis is in. Morning to you, Lewis. Me, I'm going to support the team till the end of the season because them upstairs don't care. The team needs the fans right now. And absolutely, Lewis, agree with you. Yeah? Do what you do to get behind the team. Don't boo the players. Don't boo the manager. Yeah? The message must be Enoch out. Whenever, Lewis, whenever there's a lull, Lewis, start the chant. Be the one. It's 2 words. We don't need to go round the houses with it. Yeah, the message needs to be clear in and outside the stadium. Relegation battle or not, like you say, you get behind the boys. Yeah, when there's a lull in the proceedings and it goes a little bit quiet, start the chant, mate. Enoch out. It's the only message. The only message. It's my old mate, Harry. Ellie. Of course, he's Harry. It's Harry. Harry the bear. It's not Teddy. Behave yourself, Ellie. If only I'd have known. Could have called him Teddy, couldn't I? There we go. There's Nigel's channel. Get over to him. Have a look. Give him a sub. And get over to him in the morning, early doors, 8:30. There you go. Big up to you, Nige. Yep, 27 points to play for. You know, the points are there to get out of it at the end of the day. And it's up to the players now. It's up to the players. You know, you can try and get the right people around the players, whether they respond or not. It is another matter. And it is another matter. You know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Spence is taking a piss, Golden says. Conte knew all about Spence and his shit attitude, and that's why he said he is a club signing. Red X ends in. Relegation or not, I have good faith that we won't. Enoch needs to F off and sell up after they sack Lange and Vinay, of course. Jose's in. Morning to you, Jose. Morning, Cookie in the chat. Just had a look at the tickets for Madrid. Gonna give it a miss, I'm afraid. Ticket, trains and food will be over £200. Not this time, I'm afraid. Yeah, and there are plenty of tickets available still. Plenty of tickets. Here we go, and we've got right near the bottom. You're all talking to each other there, so big up to all you lot at the end of the day. Let's make sure I am at the bottom. Yeah, we'll just go back to this. Just to let everyone know, Joey's horses didn't win yesterday, but Today he's given us 2 horses in the same race, actually, that you can get behind if you want to have a little tickle at Cheltenham today. Again, yeah, make it clear, no one's asking anyone to go and lump on anything and try and win massive money. Go and have your couple of quid if you've got it. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah, Joey's give us one winner this week and hopefully a few people won a few quid. You know, if you've got a couple of quid, go and have a go today. 120 today at Cheltenham. 2 horses with Manella in the name. I'm backing both each way. Catch you later from Joey. There you go. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah, have a couple of quid if you've got it, if it don't break the bank. And you never know, you might win yourself 10, 15, 20 quid. And it'd be a bit of a bonus. So, yeah, see how you go. Let's just have a look back at the live chat again, see where we are. Paul says, why do you think there is such a reluctance for fans to chant Enoch out once they are in the ground, but are happy to boo players and managers? Paul, I've no idea, mate. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Again, it can be the only message that can be sent now. You know, do what you do on your day. Support your players. Support your manager. You know, support your team as you normally do and a bit more. Yeah. But when you are a bit disgruntled, when it goes a bit quiet, yeah, get it going. Don't worry about what people around you, what's he doing? People will get behind it. And the trouble is, Paul, yeah, that there's a lot of day trippers now that are just going for the day out. You know, they might well be Tottenham fans, but because there's tickets available now, you got people that wouldn't normally go, maybe take their kids or a family day or whatever. So there are still what I call hardcore Tottenham fans. Yeah, and I'm not saying that someone from Australia or America is not a hardcore fan. When I say that, I'm talking about, you know, people that have been going to Tottenham for a long, long time. And it may sound like it's coming out wrong. Listen, everyone's a fan at the end of the day, but you understand what I mean. There is still a hardcore element, but they're spread out all around the stadium now. That was why I was calling for next season. Yeah, all those hardcore fans, if they want to be in the south, get them together. Get that atmosphere going around the stadium. Have that ultra stand. But we won't do it. We won't do it, Paul. Joe Nag says if he had that behaviour in his job, the so-called Spurs players have, I'd be unemployed. And Dominic sends one message, and that's what we're going to end on. Enoch, 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 out, 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 and come on, you Spurs. Absolutely. We're going to leave it there. I haven't got the redirect on because Mark sets all that, and he's forgot probably, and I haven't asked him. Get yourself over to Savers. He's kicking off now. Get 2 Marks raid in the chat, if you don't mind. And we'll either see you tonight or at worst tomorrow morning. Please like the stream. Yeah, hit the like button on the way out, please. Yeah, we're a bit low on likes today. Get us over 70. And hit the sub button for us. That's all I can ask. Leave a comment in the chat afterwards. We'll get back to you. Anything that you want to know. Make sure your notification bell's on. We may well be on tonight for a little bit. If not, it'll be in the morning and it'll be tomorrow evening. So it'll be one or the other. Have a great day, everyone. And as always, come on, you Spurs. Come on.